Hello from the French Riviera, from the record number of female directors in the competition to Jennifer Lawrence's documentary on Afghan women. Today we're celebrating the ladies of the Cannes Film Festival. And starting with a woman who made history earlier this year by winning the Best Actress Oscar for her starring role in the Best Picture winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian woman to win the award. She's in Cannes to receive Kering's Women in Motion Prize, which honours iconic female figures in film. This was her reaction to winning the award.
For too long, we as women have been left out of rooms and conversations. We have been told the door is closed to us. Well, Virginia Woolf once said, "There is no gate, no lock, no bolt that you can set upon the freedom of my mind." There is still work to do. We have a long way to go before we can say we are on equal footing. So what I would like to say is, keep fighting, keep pushing, keep telling your stories. Your voices are important and your vision is vital.
Michelle Yeoh has some celebrity fans out there, including the actress and women's rights advocate, Salma Hayek.
She's my hero. I mean, she is actually a hero because she is a badass, that can, beat up everyone. I've seen so many movies with her where she's so strong and graceful and agile and magnificently talented as an actress, and always there's so much elegance to Michelle on screen and outside of the screen. She's been an inspiration to many women and also to many minorities, including us.
This year, there's a record number of female directors in the Cannes competition, 7 out of 21. The previous record of 5 films was last year. Peter O'Brien reports.
I'm part of half of the population of the world that has been left in the shadow for the last thousands of years. So I'm very glad that lately 2 or 3 women more are being pulled into the light.
Austrian director Jessica Hausner is one of 7 women selected to compete for this year's Palme d'Or. That's almost a third of the filmmakers up for the prize. Festival director Thierry Frémaux is proud of the films chosen, not of the statistics.
It's thought 18% of directors in the world are women, so we're well beyond that. Obviously, this is a Cannes record, but I'm not going to say, yes, it's great. We watch the films and we decide what's good.
Among the competitors, Ramata Tulai is unique. She's the youngest, the only first-timer, and the second ever black female director to compete for the prize. Her film is set in sand-swept rural Senegal, where 2 young lovers find themselves at odds with their community.
I wanted Banel to be a mythic character, like Medea, Lady Macbeth, or Phaedra, an anti-hero who you love to hate. I wanted to bring some complexity to the portrayal of African women, not just bland, nice, quiet women. We're more complex than that.
The only other film from Africa comes courtesy of Kauthar Ben Hanir. 4 Daughters retells the story of Olfa Hamrouni, a Tunisian woman whose daughters left to join the Islamic State group in Libya. Hamrouni herself features in the film alongside an actor playing her, a blend of fiction and reality typical of the director.
Because the revolution affected the family's life so much, this new generation of girls rejects any patriarchal maternal authority, which Olfa represents. But because they don't have the life skills, they make terrible choices, sometimes foolish choices.
Also vying for the prize, a trio of films directed by French women. Veteran Catherine Breillat returns to break taboos with her erotic drama Last Summer. Justine Triet serves up a courtroom drama come Hitchcock thriller with Anatomy of a Fool. And Cannes regular Catherine Corsini makes the list again with her drama Homecoming, despite allegations surrounding working conditions on set. As the curtain falls on the festival this Friday, Alicia Rohrwacher will take us on one final romp, tomb raiding through 1980s Italy with her film La Chimera.
Well, next to our film of the day, directed by one of the female directors in the competition, Jessica Hausner. Australian actress Mia Wasikowska plays a cult-like boarding school teacher in the eerie dystopian drama Club Zero, who instructs her students that eating less is healthier for the environment. The film interrogates the cultural stigma around food. It's also about how the idealism of youth can be challenged and exploited. Earlier, I went to meet the actress, who we know best from Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
It was very important to the Parents' Board that the children improve their nutrition skills. And conscious eating seems to be the latest thing. I'm so happy we found you.
And I am very happy to be here.
I play a teacher called Mrs. Novak who comes into this elite boarding school to teach nutrition and conscious eating and slowly starts to manipulate the students.
Now, you have been associated with big famous women like Alice in Wonderland, Jane Eyre. What attracted you to this character?
I thought the script was really great. I thought it spoke about a lot of issues that probably everybody's faced with at the moment, but especially young people. Thought it spoke about their vulnerability. So it moved me and disturbed me.
I'm eating consciously. It's a new thing at school. It's healthy, strengthens my willpower, and preserves the environment.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, well, spare me your excuses. Just eat your meal, okay?
So there are at least two other films where young people are sort of influenced by cult-like situations at the festival. There's The Idol, which is a TV series, and Four Daughters, where two young women go off to fight for the Islamic State. What do you think that's saying about the world today and young people?
Well, I don't know, but I think it's not just sort of this time necessarily, but I do think that people are particularly vulnerable at the moment. I mean, what resonated for me was that these kids join this class because they've got a lot of anxiety about the world that they're inheriting, about the climate, and they want to do something positive and they want to make change. And I think that that's a beautiful quality that can very easily get subverted. And whether that's, in this context or, any other kind of context, it's a real vulnerability.
And you actually became very famous when you were only a teenager. You were a Hollywood star in your 20s, early 20s. But then you sort of decided to step back. Why was that?
The lifestyle didn't totally work for me, so I just took a step back. And I still really like acting, but it's also important to do other things and to have a healthy balance of, a life that's full of different things, not just one.
And you have worked with some of the greats like Tim Burton and Jim Jarmusch and David Cronenberg. Is it any different working with a female director?
It's different working with every director, sort of regardless of gender. I think women have a harder time being able to be in positions where they can tell their own stories. So maybe in that way, yeah. There's
been lots of talk about there being 7 female directors in competition. It's a record. Do you think it's good to mark these moments, or do you think we've become a bit obsessed by saying female director instead of just director?
No, I think it is important, and I definitely don't want to dismiss gender being important. I think it's a really important shift, and I think that there is, more work to be done, but it is really brilliant to have more women more sort of equally represented in the competition.
You have been at the festival before and with Jim Jarmusch, and what's your best memory of Cannes?
I had a great time here with Maps to the Stars because I really loved that film with David Cronenberg, and it was really memorable, and yeah.
This isn't a very glamorous job. I would be the most loyal, most competent, most grateful personal assistant you've ever had.
What does it mean to be showing a film here at Cannes?
It's great. I mean, it's a fun festival because it's the first time that all these films are seen, and so there's really no preconceived sort of notion or conception of what they're going to be like. It's real sort of a real premiere, and then films get laden with expectation and reviews and things like that. So I think that's one of the best things about Cannes.
Mia, what are you going to be working on next?
I'm not sure. I don't have any jobs lined up at the moment, so I would like to write and direct, but other than that, we'll see. Yeah.
I had my chance and I blew it all. Knew right from the start, written on the wall.
Now it's real time. The Indian actress and musician Shruti Haasan is in Cannes to promote The Eye, a psychological thriller. She's also the guest of honour at a roundtable discussion about gender parity called Activating Change. She spoke to Julia Monti about female empowerment and India's misunderstood cinema.
Hi everyone, I'm Shruti Haasan. I'm an actor and musician from India, and I'm here today and this time at Cannes to talk about our lovely film, The Eye, and to be a part of the Breaking Through the Lens roundtable. Yes, I'm super excited to be here with the team of The Eye. It's my first full-length English feature film, and I've had a wonderful time working on it, especially because we have an all-women-led team, a female director, writer, producer. First time for me, and it was absolutely fantastic because there's so much honesty in telling the story. I think that, they always say art imitates life, and cinema and storytelling carries that responsibility of talking about these topics of feminism, gender parity, and many such topics. So when the people telling these stories come together to address the issues that drive them, it's really effective. I feel like, India's represented at Cannes a lot. I don't think all the kind of stories we have from India are represented, and I think a lot of the concept of what Indian cinema is misunderstood. So a lot of people call it just Bollywood, and that isn't true. That's just one language. There's so many stories and so many different kinds of movies, and it's not just singing and dancing and color. It's also that, but there's a lot more, and I hope to see in the future that we can represent ourselves in a more unique way, and that we are understood as well in that same way for our diversity.
And just before we go, Jennifer Lawrence has brought a documentary about Afghan women to Cannes. Bread and Roses is co-produced by the actress, who came to its red carpet premiere. She wanted to give Afghan women a platform to show how drastically life changed for them when the Taliban returned to power in 2021 after the withdrawal of US troops. It's directed by the Afghan filmmaker Sarah Mani. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow from the Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.